Hey, what's up guys, it's Jack, welcome back, and in this video I wanted to discuss the return of COD XP. The last one we've had was in 2011 for Modern Warfare 3. Now, for those of you that don't know what COD XP is, it's a 2 to 3 day event to where, well, at least in the last one, what they did was they had the tournament for COD Champs for competitive in they had it in Modern Warfare 3, and it was basically championships. You had all sorts of teams from USA and Europe competing, but for the most part it was basically the multiplayer reveal of the new game. And what was unique about the time back then was no pro had played Modern Warfare 3, and they hosted the biggest tournament of the year with the brand new game. So it was kind of a twist, and they played all sorts of different games, but game types that they normally didn't play for competitive, at least as far as I know. And it was a really big event. They showcased multiplayer. They explained, it was like a big multiplayer reveal. People got invited, and there were God knows how many stations they had of people playing the game, recording and such. They were talking about it, and it was basically a huge 3-day multiplayer reveal, and basically like a celebration of COD in a sense, if you think about it. They had like this paintball thing going on to where they set it up so that way it would look like one of the maps. I don't think it was Nuketown. I think it was Scrapyard from Modern Warfare 2, if I remember correctly. It was basically a really big 3-day multiplayer reveal event, and they were live streaming it, obviously, and people got to find out what the next game was going to be like multiplayer wise, and all the new things they did. They did competitions and all that kind of stuff, announcements, you name it. And as a fan, especially back then, this was when I was a complete noob at COD still. I didn't start getting decent at the game until like 2012, 2013. And the thing is, especially as a fan, I was really hyped, because the game before, Black Ops 1, is when I really started to get into Call of Duty, and I started like playing it like more and more and more, and I started to take it a little bit more seriously. And the thing is, as a fan, when I saw this, I was really excited. I enjoyed the hell out of watching the stream, and I have no doubt that I'm going to enjoy the hell out of watching the stream again, and what they're going to show, because I'm really curious to see what they're going to do, especially with obviously the footage that we've seen so far from the campaign from E3 has very little to do with the multiplayer in a sense, because the campaign and the multiplayer can be completely different, as it's been seen in future, excuse me, not in future, but in some past Call of Duties. I mean, sure, there are similarities, but they're also very different. But with that being said, the return of COD XP has me excited as a fan, but at the same time, we kind of understand how, like, if you pay attention between the lines, we kind of understand that history has a way of repeating itself time and time again. And the thing is, I've been kind of paying attention to the whole the way they reveal multiplayer and everything for the past few years, and it seems like they have to have a separate event whenever Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer Games has to reveal multiplayer. And then for Treyarch now, from what I've seen from Treyarch, there is no special event really. There's they either showcase it at E3, which they did not do this year for some reason. Maybe because they're saving it for COD XP. That's another thing too. And what I'm thinking is, and this is kind of, I'm just saying what I see, and that is that if you look at the past COD games from Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer's only made one, but if you look at what they did for Infinity Ward for Ghosts and then Modern Warfare 3, they had like these special events, and then ever since Modern Warfare 3 they really didn't have it, and then for Infinity Ward they just had a special multiplayer showing event. It wasn't anything near to what COD XP is, and part of me is just thinking this is a really clever way for them to try to hype the game, and there may be a possibility. Like, again, I'm always optimistic, but I'm just saying what could be real, and that is there may be a possibility that the game might suck, and this is a way for them to make it look really good, so that way they can boost sales. I could very well be wrong, but at the same time, as we know, this is a business as well, and people, people got to do what they got to do to get the most profits out of their product, and if they have to do this in order to get it going, then they'll do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to enjoy the hell out of watching it and seeing what the multiplayer footage is going to be like, and specifics about the game and all that. But at the same time, I could very well be wrong, and at the same time, it could very well be Dang, I'm saying that a lot at the same time. Excuse me. It could very well be the opposite. I mean, there's always two sides. There's always two sides of a story. There's always two sides of the fence or whatnot. And the thing is, this game, I mean, they could really just be trying to bring back, you know, Infinity Ward, because they've been having such a stroke of bad luck lately, especially with the last couple games. Most people hated Modern Warfare 3. Ghosts, as we know, we don't have to mention that. We know how bad of a letdown that was for a lot of players, for a lot of people. And, you know, this could be a way for them to say, hey, look, this is our thing. We're going to put it all out there. Hopefully they'll announce a beta sometime soon, or maybe we'll be able to get access to a beta, because in last year the beta was available in August. We're not having this multiplayer reveal till September, so we'll see. Maybe they'll announce a beta to take place right after COD XP. Who knows? I sure as hell hope so, because, you know, I mean, it would also be cool if it took place the same day as the stream of the reveal. So, but we'll see. Only time will tell. But it could seriously go either way. But as I said before, history tends to repeat itself, and whenever they've hosted an event for the two Infinity Ward games, that them being Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts, you know, I mean, the game looked really good during the event. They hyped it up really well, and you know, but the game itself it had a lot of blandness to it. There's a lot of things that were done right in that game, but there were more things that were done wrong. You know, I'm gonna put it that way. And Sledgehammer, same thing. So, and these guys are clever. They're clever. They really know how to basically promote their game and make it look good, so that way they can make as much profit as possible. So, in that sense, I give them credit. But at the same time, if you're a COD fan that takes the game a little bit more seriously, you know, someone like me, for instance, I mean, I don't take it as seriously as, like, let's say the competitive guys do, because they make a living off of it. But I do play COD every year, and I try not to miss it, and I always try to get the most out of the game, whether it's a good one or a bad one. But you know, I'm just discussing of what I've seen, and I'm kind of noticing a pattern, and I'm just hoping that this pattern ends up being better now, because you can't help but worry about it. But it does make sense that the multiplayer has not been revealed, because they're going to be saving it for COD XP. So, with that being said, I'm really hoping that that they show us a lot of good things. I will be watching, that's for sure. I'm going to be making videos about it, telling my opinions and in the direction that things are going to go. It's not going to be completely boots on the ground, obviously, but if it's going to be similar to Black Ops 3 movement, like they say, hey, I definitely don't have a problem with it. You know, I'm going to be making a few videos, multi-part videos explaining what I would do if I owned Call of Duty, and I'm going to be breaking them down into separate categories, and you know, what I personally think about the game and the way I play it will have no bearing on what I would do, you know, myself, if I had the opportunity to be in charge of this whole damn thing. If I was to fund it all and do everything, you know, my personal playstyle will not affect on the overall game, because, for instance, you guys know that I'm not a sniper, right? Well, that doesn't mean I'm going to eliminate sniping or quick scoping from the game. As a matter of fact, I've got some specifics of what I would do about things like that. But I'll leave that for another video. But COD XP will be here on the 2nd of September through the 4th. It's the same month as my birthday, go figure. So I'll definitely be watching. I'm gonna look into it as much as I can and make sense out of everything, because, like I said, there is a pattern, and I've been paying really close attention. So I'm not being pessimistic, but you know, the pattern that has been revealed is kind of towards the negative, because usually if the game isn't all that good, it tends to get hyped a little bit more than usual. Because even if you look at Black Ops 2 with Treyarch, it was different. So the way they promote their games, and their games are the best, in my opinion, out of the last, you know, handful of games that we've had. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this one. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope my commentary made sense. And I'll see you guys on my next few videos, which I'm really excited to make. So I'll catch you guys really soon. If you like the video, let me know. And if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better.